In 2023, I suffered my worst lupus flare, which was triggered by a virus. Over 4 months, I endured 12 emergency room visits, 3 hospital stays, and suffering in chronic and debilitating pain. But despite it all, I was released on my birthday, so I had to celebrate. I'm Jenny Mack. I'm a holistic nutritionist and lupus warrior. My mission is to empower you to glow, live flare-free, and embrace abundance through a natural, whole-body healing approach. In this video, I'm sharing my natural healing journey with lupus. I'm sharing how I followed an integrated approach by combining medicine and lifestyle shifts to recover from a life-threatening lupus flare. My goal is to inspire, empower, and encourage people with lupus that you can take control of your health. Let's get into it. What is lupus? Lupus is a complex autoimmune disease where the immune system attacks healthy tissues, which causes inflammation and can lead to organ damage. Lupus primarily impacts women, where 90% of people with lupus are women, and 2/3 of those diagnosed women are women of color. Celebrities like Selena Gomez, Nick Cannon, Toni Braxton, and Halsey have all raised awareness by sharing their lupus journeys. What causes lupus? Lupus can be triggered by a mix of genetic factors and environmental triggers. Environmental triggers like chronic stress, hormonal changes, and exposure to toxins can bring up lupus symptoms. This combination may be why women are more affected with lupus than men. My mother also has lupus, so genetics did play a role in my lupus diagnosis. But get this, I later learned that making healthy lifestyle changes can actually turn off these disease genes. And this is called epigenetics, which I'm going to explore more and talk more about on my channel, so make sure you subscribe. Let's go back a bit. I want to illustrate some key life events that could have potentially triggered the onset of lupus. In 2019, I just graduated from college. I landed my first job at a major accounting firm. I got my CPA and I climbed the corporate ladder. I was living a fast-paced, carefree life, working long hours, partying hard in New York City, and eating whatever I wanted. But this stress, along with unresolved emotional trauma, was wearing down my mind and my body. And this is when lupus said, hello. A year after living this life, I went for a routine checkup with my primary care physician, and my doctor noticed that I had elevated antibody levels, suggesting that lupus could be present. But I didn't have many symptoms at that point. I was referred to a rheumatologist and he said, you don't have lupus. So I carried on with my stressful and carefree life. How is lupus diagnosed? Diagnosing lupus can be challenging because its symptoms often mimic other conditions. On average, it takes about 6 years to become diagnosed, and this diagnosis happens through a series of blood tests, physical examinations, and reviewing present symptoms, often done by a rheumatologist. My stressful lifestyle finally caught up to me, and several years later, in 2017, I experienced my first lupus flare. This was after having my wisdom teeth removed and taking a course of antibiotics. I experienced symptoms like chronic fatigue, joint pain, and joint swelling. My diagnosis was confirmed due to my symptoms, blood tests, and family history. Some of the most common symptoms also include swelling, malar rash, hair loss, fever, chest pain, sensitivity to sun, cognitive issues called brain fog, and kidney problems, to name a few, which I later experienced most of these symptoms. A few months after my diagnosis, I was sent on a work trip to India, and my health drastically declined. Although I really wanted to get immersed in India's culture, my body started to deteriorate. I lost a significant amount of weight. I was having fevers in the morning. I had random lip swelling. And after consulting 8 doctors, they all told me to go home. I was diagnosed with lupus nephritis at that point because lupus was also affecting my kidneys. I took a leave of absence from work and I started my treatment. There are different types of lupus, with systemic lupus erythematosus, SLE, being the most common, which affects multiple organs. Lupus nephritis specifically targets the kidneys and is more common in Black individuals with the APOL1 gene. Lupus is often treated with immunosuppressive therapies and drugs. I remember asking the doctor at this point, what should I eat? And I will never forget this because it started my healing journey. The doctor's response was, eat whatever you want and just take your medication. This response left me confused because I knew that food played a role in our overall health. This question actually led me to explore natural remedies and make lifestyle changes to manage lupus. So thank you, doctor. Silver lining. I began researching natural and holistic ways to manage lupus, and the journey started. I cut out processed foods. I started to incorporate and eat more whole foods that were colorful, packed with vitamins and minerals and nutrients. And I started to manage my stress better by practicing yoga, breathwork, meditation, and just moving my body. By practicing this whole body approach, I went into remission with lupus and I was flare-free for 2.5 years. This was an amazing time during my life. I quit my stressful corporate job. I started my own online fitness business and I taught classes worldwide. It was beautiful.
Body roll, let me see it. Get love. Use those ankles to support.
But then COVID hit and I faced another health crisis. This virus triggered a reaction in my immune system and lupus came back. I went through a life-threatening lupus flare that was debilitating and lots of inner work had to be done because this flare was even more aggressive, more painful, more debilitating. I was bedridden for months. And I remember telling myself that I can heal because I have the tools in my toolbox. Here's my greatest supporter, always by my side, no matter what. And in the doctor's office, like, that doesn't make sense, right?
No.
Come on. You know that's what you do. This allowed me to recover from a life-threatening lupus flare in just 6 months, and I'm so grateful. Let's talk about these lifestyle changes. How do I manage lupus? These 6 lifestyle pillars are the foundation of how I manage lupus. It's called lifestyle medicine, and it focuses on nutrition, physical activity, stress management, sleep hygiene, healthy relationships, and avoiding risky substances. By focusing on these areas, I found a way to live in balance and in resilience with lupus. From this journey, I've been so inspired and encouraged to continue my learning and practices, and I became a certified holistic nutritionist to help others on their own path become empowered to reclaim their health. My story isn't just about living with lupus. It's about living in harmony with my mind, body, spirit, and the environment, and inspiring others to take their own personal journey to reclaim their health with lupus. If you're ready to begin your natural healing journey, make sure you subscribe to this channel for tips on how to nourish your full self. Because the more you know, the more you grow. What's one change that you're ready to make today to support your healing journey with lupus?